Listen, 86,400 seconds in a day. No more 24 hours, right? Man, I didn't see value in saying 24 hours. But when I started going to 86,400 seconds, it changed the way I think, right? I got completely refocused on how I use my time. I want to make sure that wherever I put my time in, it's going to give me a return on my investment, right? Because every second is a dollar. And I'm not talking about just money, man. I'm talking about information. I'm talking about getting knowledge, right? Because in order for me to change the life of anybody, right? My son, my wife, right? Somebody I run into outside or somebody who's watching this video, I got to constantly be taking my time in and pouring it into myself to allow me to pour it into somebody else, right? So if that makes sense to you, you got to figure out a way that triggers your mind to understand that you really need to value your time. Right? And it makes it real simple for me. When I wake up every morning, I say to myself, man, listen, if I do that, if I do this right here, I'm not going to get a return, right? That return is minimum, maybe none, right? So instantly I'm not doing it, right? But over here I look at it and I say, if I invest my time into this, it's going to give me a return, right? And the return might not be next week. It might be 5, 10, 50, it might even be 20 years down the line. It doesn't matter. What I know is if I invest my time wisely, the universe has no choice but to give me what I deserve, which is a great return on my investment, right? So it means, man, listen, I went from reading 2 books a month back down to reading 1 book a month. Why? Because I wasn't valuing my time, right? I was waking up late. I should be up every morning, 3:30. I was getting up at 4. Right? That's too late because I got other things I got to do. So now I'm back to getting up at 3:30. I'm back to reading my 20 pages in the morning. So that means every 14 days, right? Every 2 weeks, I'm done with a 300-page book. So that puts me up to reading 2 books a month. And the more I stay focused on managing my time, right, and valuing my time, I'm gonna be back up to 3 books a month. Right, listen, I'm telling you, there's some people that don't seem like a big deal, right? Oh, you're reading, whoop-de-doo, right? Listen, I don't just read, I dissect, right? I decode these books, man, and every time I read something, man, I get in it and I implement it in my life, and I use it. And when I use it, man, listen, man, I get excited, right? And I got to slow down a little bit because you might not even be able to hear what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying is, you go through 12 months of your life, and you read 3 books a month, right? You even read 2 books a month. That's 24 books. That's 24 books that you're going to read at the end of 12 months. The average person might read 1 a year, maybe 2, right? So that means if me and you are in the same profession, right? If me and you are doing the same thing in life, but I'm studying. Not only am I studying, but I'm reading 2 books a month. Man, it's going to put me so far ahead of the guy who just wants to be average, right? The guy who's just mad at some person who got a position he wants, right? Or the guy that's mad because somebody's driving a car he feels like he should have. Man, listen, if you should have it, you would have it, right? So there's some things you got to do, and if you're not willing to do it, man, listen, John Maxwell said if you're not going to follow step 1, it makes no sense to go on to step 2, right? Man, listen, I was talking to my mentor, man, and my mentor said to me, he said, I have to start to look at my time and put time frames on everything, right? So I have to, how much time am I going to spend working? I did it, right? And I did it, and I noticed I'm getting more work done, right? That was a tip I got from somebody who's already there. And I'm going to touch that later, right? Because we're going to talk about the difference between the travel agent and the tour guide, right? And that's going to be your mentors. We're going to talk about that in 1 second. But listen, he told me I need to put time limits on everything, and it's going to help me to get stuff done. And the reason is because my family needs my time too. So I'm so focused on work, man, I can talk about this all day, right? I can talk about getting to the next level, things you need to do, what I'm doing to pour into me so I can pour into somebody else. And in the process, right? Everything comes back to a process. But in the process, you forget that, you need to spend time with your family. And when you spend that time with your family, when it's time for you to go off and do what you need to do, your family understands because you gave them the time they need, right? But you can't neglect your family and put all your time into work and worry about pouring into you so you can pour into somebody else, but you're not pouring into your own home, right? So you got to back up a little bit, spend that time, and that's going to help the missus be happy. And when she's happy and the kids are happy, it makes it easier for you to do what you need to do. All right. Now listen, man, and that was told to me by somebody who's there, and that's what's going to bring me to this right here, man. When you're looking for that mentor in your life, right, and we all need one. If you don't think you do, that's just a condition that you're in, right? You in a stage, you need to break it, or you're not going to get to that next level because you can only take yourself but so far, right? I don't care how good of a player you are. If your coach is a bum, you're not going to get too far, right? You need to get get that coach that's going to show you some things to get you to another level. But listen, right, when you're picking that mentor, you got to be careful not to choose that travel agent, and you got to find you that tour guide, that tour guide, right? Now, and what I mean by that is the travel agent gets online, right, and they Google the popular destinations and then the popular things to do at that location, right? What are the most people going there to do, right? And you can get online and do that yourself. Some places they ain't been everywhere, right? They might have been a lot, man, but they ain't been everywhere. So they're giving you things that you can find yourself, but no more than you find yourself, and they never been there. So it's kind of hard to tell you what's really going to be a good time, right? But that tour guide, when you get to that destination, when you get to wherever the travel agent sends you, and you really wanna get into that country, right? And you really want to find the things that are like the true culture of that country, right? You got to get with a tour guide, because that tour guide is going to bring you places that travel agent never heard of, right? The tour guide is going to be able to explain to you why it's like this in this area, why it's like this in this area, why you do this, right? How these people survive. So when you're choosing your mentor that's already been there, right? He's where you want to be, right? If you're looking to make $100,000, right? You can't be with a guy making 50 grand a year, because he can't show you, because he don't know how. He's never been there, right? He can tell you something he heard, but he never been there. But if you get with that mentor that's making $250,000, $500,000 a year, right? And you trying to get to 100, that guy can show you, right? And that's the mentor you need to get. But they don't spend time with just anybody. If you ain't serious about what you're doing, if you're not valuing your $86,400 seconds, bro, you can hang it up, right? Because they don't have time to waste, man. So I want to share a story with you real quick, right? It's not even a story, man. I just want to share with you something that you need to be doing every day. And what you need to be doing is, before you go to sleep, you need to get in the mirror and you need to have a conversation with that man in the mirror, right? Because you might feel like you're doing something big, right? You might feel like you got time to relax, but that guy in the mirror is going to tell you, listen, man, right now is not the time to relax. Right now is the time you need to kick it up a notch. We're going into 2015, and right now I can tell you, everybody, you know what? Not everybody, but about 90% of the people, right, that's out there right now, they're talking about what they're going to start to do the first of the year. That's below average, right? I can't even give you average for that. But listen, if right now you're talking about you're preparing yourself to go into 2015, right? You're taking steps every day to take you into 2015, bro. Your 2015 is going to look way better, right? And you're going to be ahead of this guy who's waiting to start to make the changes in 2015. So if you're looking, man, to get to that next level, you got 30 more days to this month, right? 30 more days. How you gonna spend yours, right? How you gonna invest your $86,400 seconds? Are you gonna invest it wisely and prepare yourself? Or are you gonna sit there and just lay back and say, man, I got some time, right? So like I was saying, man, look at the dude in the mirror every night before you go to bed. Ask that dude in the mirror, how did I spend my time today? Did I spend my time wisely? If the answer is no, say no, right? Recognize where did you go wrong, right? Where did you waste time? Once you do that, then you sit there and you say, okay, tomorrow, this is what I need to do. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? Go through the whole alphabet if you need to, but these are the things you need to do, right? And then when you get up in the morning, you got to look that man in the mirror again, and you got to say, hey, listen, last night I said I'm going to do this, this, and this, and I'm going to do it, right? And have that conversation, to be honest with yourself. Because if you're not giving 120% every day, I'm telling you, man, you're robbing your family, right? Your family needs you. They need you bad, right? It's up to you to do it. It ain't up for nobody else. These are your dreams. It's up to you to make them come true. If you're not going to do it, man, just, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, right? Because I'm going after mine. Listen, $86,400 seconds. How are you going to spend yours? That man in the mirror conversation before you go to bed, when you wake up, $86,400 seconds in a day. That man in the mirror before you go to sleep, when you wake up, that conversation is a must-have, right? There's no exceptions, man. How are you going to spend your $86,400 seconds? I can't say it enough. I'm excited about it, right? I'm telling you, no more 24 hours, no more 24-hour periods, $86,400 seconds. Man, let's keep it moving, man. Listen, till the next time, man, spend your time wisely, invest your time, and be careful how you invest it. Reen Powell, $86,400 seconds. We out.